Got conversation about death. Got conversation about building a nation, about gaining knowledge of self. Not here to deceive ya. We'll make you a believer. Come build a nation with conversation with prophecy and Atiba. Conversations between comrades. To another episode of Conversations Between Comrades. I'm your host, Brother Prophecy, and you know what? Our comrade is back. The show is back on track, so you know we're about to act a fool because I got my comrade here, the inspiration for the show, Comrade Atiba. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right, comrade. I'm here. I'm happy to be back, missing the show. So yeah, it's good to be back.
Man,
How is everybody out there doing? That's what I want to know. How is everyone else doing? I know I'm living in the belly of the beast. Y'all know that already. So my concerns be towards the people now.
I feel you on that, comrade. Well, one thing I can say with a lot of confidence is we have definitely been missing you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody been asking, chiming in. I had a great time at Nation Day, man. I know just fresh off of that experience, still hyped up about that. Actually had a lot of positive response about the show. Had people asking about, hey, how is Atiba doing? You know what I'm saying? People walking up to me like I've been knowing them for all of my life. Like, hey, what's up? I'm thinking, you know me from school or somewhere. And I'm like, yeah, where I know you from? Be like, yeah, man, the show. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, you know. So, man, it was real positive.
That would mess me up if somebody, man, I know you from the show. That would mess me up if I got some shit. Yeah. Man, you told me the comrades at the other prison said they was watching the show too.
Yep. I know what's his name, Haru, and a couple of other comrades too. Yeah. You know, like, you know, saying, yeah, man, they love the show. So, you know, it's getting out there. You know, we just got to make sure we consistent and we continue to grow what we're doing. And man, yeah, like I said, we got a lot of positive response, So, you know, that's a great thing. And met a lot of good people at Nation Day, man. A lot of people who doing a lot of things. A lot of times when you kind of in your own little world, in your own little community, you kind of disconnected and you don't see what else is going on. But I mean, there's a lot of positive things going on, a lot of nation building actually going on, you know, that I was not aware of. And I'm hoping that we start bringing some of these people on the show and exposing the world to what's actually going on. Because if you don't know what's going on, you think ain't nothing going on. But man, it's schools being built, it's institutions that are being built. There are people who are doing absolutely great things, comrades. I mean, we had a really good panel discussion on reparations. It was like phenomenal. We're making a lot of alliances with different organizations, both domestic organization and international organization. I would say, what's up, Erica? From the Erica Effect. Say, what's up, Brother Prophecy? What's up? How you doing? But yeah, man, Nation Day was just off the chain, comrade. It was spectacular. I'm looking forward to the next one, man. I can really see the growth, man. I see the development and seeing where this is headed. This is one of the first times that I really just see nation building, you know, actual coming into existence. And that's just a beautiful thing, comrade. So, man, but man, what's been going on with you, man? Now you can just what you was gonna say?
I normally would call in for Nation Day, you know, and talk to the citizens and the participants that was at Nation Day. And I don't know how I got sidetracked this year. I really didn't get sidetracked. It just probably got tied down with all this activity in here. And I missed participating in it because normally the comrades, y'all would bring me into the, you know, show if no more than just on speakerphone. But I was looking forward to trying to participate and just got thrown all the way off. But I did inform brothers here continuously. I did for weeks at a time before it even happened about Nation Day, because Sister Idale, Vice President, she sent me information of the day and the place where it's at, and I was able to you know, share that with brothers here. Actually, Detroit was trying to get his family to participate with y'all. I don't know if he did. I hadn't got back with him because they separated us. So when we see each other, we see each other maybe once a day now. But
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, I
Okay.
kind of missed it. I kind of felt bad about it too.
I mean,
As
I,
I
I mean,
enjoyed participating.
it's all good because like I know like a lot of times it was just kind of like we were doing it kind of just like the spur of the moment, just kind of fitting you in. And one of the good things that I liked about this particular Nation Day is the organization of it is increased. It's getting better. It's better organized. It's better scheduled, and everything just on point. And every panel discussion, every session, every demonstration, everything was just on point. It's like it was just one mind-blowing event after another that was extremely inspiring. I could say that much. So well, basically what we got to do is we just got to make sure that we plan your involvement ahead of time and have it more scheduled, more organized, so we
Right.
know exactly what we're doing. And then we'll get it in like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, like I said, I'm really inspired. Really, I was tired because that was a long trip up there. And our trip up there, it wasn't just straight to South Carolina. Oh, first we stopped in Mega Evansville, Jackson, Mississippi, and we picked up our elder, Baba Lucada, which
Okay.
actually had a very, very powerful. He did something real powerful up there. Just like it was actually it was improv. This wasn't even scheduled. It was in between panel discussions, and somebody was just like saying, "Hey, well, when's the next panel discussion? When's the next session?" And Bob Lucada said, "Right now, let me get all the young people. Come in here. Let me get a couple of elders. Come in here." And I came in there. I felt some kind of way because I was kind of sitting with the elders, and I was like, "Man, I don't know if I'm ready to be an elder yet." But I'm in there with the elders and the young people. And Bob Lucada was basically like, "Okay, look, y'all the young people with the elders. Ask us everything you need to ask us. Ask us whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because right now we need to bridge this gap." And we had some sharp, on point elders who, man, for their credit, asked great questions, and we was there answering them, building, those bridges, and man, it was a really powerful thing, and that was completely just improv.
You know, that's one of our biggest. I'm happy he was able to do that because that's one of our biggest struggles
Mm-hmm.
within our nation. The young and the old not connected anymore. They managed to separate us, uh, and not just within our nation. I mean, this is like a cultural dynamic that's going on now
Yeah.
with all nations. And but what makes it bad is when it's the poor people. The poor
Mm-hmm.
people need each other. We are each other, and there's no way in the world that the young and the old have a need to separate from each other. And it's many we know it's many reasons why it's happening. I know it's because it ain't nothing but another tool that the oppressor using against us, keep us divided. Our young is our warrior class, our old is
Exactly.
our wisdom and experienced class, and they need to work hand in hand.
Exactly. Exactly. You absolutely right, comrade. Because I mean, anytime that there is a break between the young and the old, then it's like both parties are missing out. The division between the young and the old, both parties are missing out because the youth, they're missing out because they're not getting that guidance. They're not getting that experience. They'll end up making the same mistakes that we made over, and the growth won't go as fast as it needs to go. It may not necessarily go into the direction that it needs to go because they lacking that experience. They have
Right.
that youth, they have that energy, they got that motivation. They're plugged into today's technology,
Yeah.
but they need the guidance.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest tragedies, and it seems like it happened from every generation, because I know when I became grown, I had to come into consciousness by other means, by external forces. It wasn't from my parents. I wasn't raised into consciousness. I didn't know about the nation. I didn't really even have knowledge of self. I had to stumble by some DVDs and meet some brothers from, the Nation of Islam, and just be exposed to different type of knowledge to kind of open my mind up. And I
Right.
know a lot of people in our age group, they got conscious listening to some conscious rap music,
Yeah. Yeah.
and a lot of people, who are younger than us from, younger generation, they got conscious exposed to consciousness because they saw all these police killing these black people on, the cell phone, you know.
Yeah.
So in that's something we got to correct. I want to go out
I
to the
think
audience. Got some more people checking in. What's up to Confidence Chizoro OKK? How you doing, brother? Feed the land, respect to the kings and queens. Okay, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. I see somebody that I don't recognize. Who is that? Rosie Droz Eternal. I think Rosie Eternal. I'm not sure I pronounced that right, but this individual says solid. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Yeah. I see Abdul Shakur, which gave me some very exciting news before we got on. He said revolutionary salutation, and this brother said that he may actually be getting out of the camp soon. So it might be happening this year for the brother. I got a message from him earlier. So we, make sure,
it's
comrades,
time.
you keep us tuned
It's
in.
time, brother. It's
Yeah,
time.
because he been in the camp for a minute, man. He been in the camp
Since
for
the
a minute.
70s, if I'm not mistaken. I think that brother been down since the 70s. Um,
Yep.
you got a lot of brothers like him that did way more time than is necessary. Um, and I actually look to them brothers like him that did their time for strength, because during this time you need to be able to see an example of how a man can be a man doing all that time and still in these situations. If you facing that type of situation like I am,
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, it's a possibility that I can be coming home early. I could actually
Yep.
be getting out. It ain't no coming home early. It's the fact that I can see an avenue to get out now.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I never would even focus on it, because I've seen guys go crazy and here losing their mind, getting disappointed in the system. And me personally, I'm not putting no faith in it, but to get that hope, to get that kind of thought in your head, like, damn, man, this really been happening. I'm gonna tell you something, comrade. I actually
Mm-hmm.
went through a panic situation about that.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, because okay, long as I wasn't thinking about it, about getting out like that,
Mm-hmm.
not like I gave up anything. I don't think about that kind of stuff, because it'll drive a person mad when they got this kind of time and you living under these circumstances. You gotta live right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what the future gonna have for me. I don't know if I'm getting out tomorrow. I might die today or whatever. But right now I'm gonna keep living. And
Mm-hmm.
so I started focusing on the future of, like, damn, man, I'm actually gonna come home. I never thought about it. And yeah, when I did think about it, I always made plans on, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. Oh, I've always had this plan for the last, I don't know how many years. I was gonna, buy me a fitness gym, bring me some trainers in for martial arts, boxing, weight training, yoga, and life coach. And I intend on running a business like that. And
Yep.
I actually was gonna live on top of the gym, had me a house. Well, not how they have the gym at the bottom, then you live up top. I
Yeah. I
wanted
know.
a simple life like that. I didn't want to leave the gym, close up there, and go home somewhere. I wanted everything to pay for itself right there with me,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I was looking at it. I'm still looking at it like that. But I went into this big ass panic mode, man, and it took my son to bring me back. I had to talk to him for a while about it, but I don't know what really just. Hold on. And that toilet leaking too, bro. That's why I got that. Yeah, this shit. When dude came to fix it, yeah, it's fucked up. So we got to get it fixed. But anyway, sorry about that, comrade. Uh,
Right.
I just had to talk to my son, man, because I don't know how this shit was happening. It was like it was overwhelming, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And anyway, They said, I just noticed that that's a bunk. Yeah, you're dealing with the real deal right now, brother.
Yeah, I guess he's not familiar with the show. About what
Yeah,
this is. Like, no, this is not no joke, no regular bougie ass show.
yeah, man.
We reported live from the belly of the beast.
Right, right. And so, yeah, but we need them brothers, man. We need our brothers and sisters, man, that been down, man, for a long time for whatever they, did. If they didn't, to me, if you didn't change your life, especially in the benefit of the new African independence movement, I think you need to be home. I don't think you need to be up in here, period. You know,
Mhm.
if you're up in here, why you're up in here? I hope we all do it on the same accord. We're trying to transform some of the minds within these walls, because I'm one of those minds that got transformed behind these walls. I came in what we call a lumpkin
Mhm.
proletariat.
Yeah.
I was,
Hey,
I'm
for people who don't know,
capital on
explain what a lumpkin is. What class?
the That's like the lowest of the proletarian class that you can look. Well, you probably it depends on how you keep breaking it down. But if you break
Yeah.
it down, it's the lowest class, the class that's least fitting in the eyes of society. Like the lumpkin class. Most people consider the lumpkin as just being the criminal class, but the lumpkin don't just represent the criminal class. Uh, it also represents the infants. It represents the age that can't participate in the labor force
Mhm.
that gets this country moving and going, right? Is those who are handicapped, those who are maybe living off government assistance or whatever, and Social Security, those are considered the lumpkin proletarians. The proletarian class is working class and working force. Now, when you're dealing with the working class, you also have what we call the workforce. The workforce ain't necessarily working. It's not. It's not the working class. It's just workers. It's laborers. People can have a job. You just a worker. But that working class, it changes over. So because you have to have that skill for that job, you have to have actual training, and the state or government actually needs your labor in order for certain things to function. Without that, they can't just go and hire anybody with the day they fire you or the day you quit or the day you just decide to retire or whatever. Uh, they have to have somebody there to replace you that's got that experience. You know,
Yep.
so there's a difference. Like I said, you have the lumpy proletariat, you have the proletariat. Uh, so yeah.
So why is he? Because a lot of people be like saying, okay, you got lumpkin, you got the proletarian, you got the lumpkin proletarian, you got all of this, the bourgeoisie, the petty bourgeoisie. Why is it even important for us to even know this? Like, you know what I'm saying? What we need to know this for,
Well,
Comrade?
first and foremost, when you speak like that, you have to understand that we have brothers and sisters who try to. I'm gonna look at it this way: brothers and sisters who tend to focus on race, right?
Mm.
Uh,
Mm.
but even inside race, which is not enough to understand the struggle that we in. We have, if you want to really understand the struggle, and the best way to say it is me paraphrasing Chairman Fred Hampton. He said it's a class struggle, goddammit. So that's what we break it down. We break it down class struggle when we talk about the bourgeoisie, the petty bourgeoisie, the managerial class, the proletarian, the lumpkin proletarian. When you start breaking down those classes, and like I said, it can keep getting. You can break that thing down more and more and more. You can talk about the national bourgeoisie, or
Mm.
you know, which the national bourgeoisie represents more so that class within, like say for instance, us, we can either call them the national bourgeoisie or either the petty bourgeoisie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they kind of represent both. You have those within our own nation that choose to call themselves representatives, or no, or better yet, you have those who have platforms in the entertainment field, and they tend to want to speak out on their platforms about consciousness, right? They don't have a revolutionary mindset. They don't have that skill in order to put a revolutionary idea out there for the masses. They main focus be on consciousness, and their consciousness go like with cultural, with through music or through garments, uh, uh, even with language, maybe, but that ain't enough. That's just the beginning. That's something more so that satisfies the inner you when you struggling to find out what's going on in this world that you're living in. That's like a first step, and a lot of people end up stuck right there because they end up like me and you talked about this before, that they end up probably becoming conscious through some religious organization or something, right? And that religious organization tends to box people in a lot of times, right? What I've seen over the years. And when I said boxes them in, it just puts them in this box. And then once you start stepping outside the box, you have members that like, what's this you read? Man, that's brother, that ain't part of the this here and that there. You know what I'm saying? And then it discourages some brothers. I've always said that what I loved about Rastafari, because that's what brought me into my consciousness, right? Seeds were planted. As you spoke earlier, seeds was planted because I grew up with Public Enemy and KRS-One and Poor Righteous Teachers. Them were my first rap musicians that touched me and made me look at things or hear some things that I wasn't normally hearing in the world that I was living in. But excuse me, I'm losing my train of thought, brother. But anyway, yeah, it's been brothers that I met in here that was part of Rastafari that, man, they pointed directly as who I was. I'm like, damn, I can identify with brothers and sisters that are just like me, and where we come from and why it's important for us to understand where we come from and how we got here, and why we need to connect back to it, why we need to gather ourselves and our heritage, our culture, and take it back, because it was stripped from us. You there, comrade? I'm seeing a circle going in you.
Okay, yeah, man. I'm sorry, man. I just got a call. I gotta go pick up my son. I'm gonna try to do this. Stay online while I pick up my son. So you know how it is. Life is. I'm a daddy. I'm a father. So I did. Hey, show don't stop me from being a dad. I'm a dad first. So
yeah. Of course, that's a beautiful thing. I can't wait to do the thing.
Yeah. So,
I'm a granddad and dad.
Yeah, I'm a granddad too, comrade.
Huh? How many granddaddies? I mean, how many grandbabies?
No, I just got one now. Don't be slow it down. Slow it down.
Well, I
gotta pick up my son now. I gotta make sure he ain't made another one.
I got 7. My son was already making plans about who gonna be in that gym. Our first clients was his children and his nieces and nephews.
Hey, hold on, comrade. Like, keep talking to the people.
Yeah, he was saying my grandbabies is gonna be the first clients. Hello? And they'll be getting trained. Trained and and I told him I think that's a beautiful idea, because the method I want to use to draw the crowd is first and foremost, my idea is to have some champions coming out of that gym that we create. I want to make the next professional boxer, the professional UFC fighter. I think, because I mean, that's a growing business right now, the UFC thing. That's a really growing business, even though it's brutal as it is. But that's the direction that the world going towards right now. I mean, we have a new sport out there that people are gravitating to, and I think that I can contribute some of my talent towards it. At this age now, I'm still out here sparring with guys, right? I'm sparring with this little youngster want me to teach him, right? and he got so much energy and speed out there that I'm like, yeah, you can do something with it, but he getting ready to go home. What's going on? Oh yeah. I tried to download the Ant-Man. It's fucked up. I gotta
I catch you tomorrow.
Yep. All right.
Hey, finna lock down. You might want to take the sock out, bro.
Yeah, you good, sir? Mm-hmm. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. I done got left out here by myself, I guess. Damn. Okay, now me and the brother, we be changing movies up. I got a little thing set up where I can download movies and view myself without looking at it on the phone. I can view it on the TV now. So yeah, Comrade left me, y'all. Y'all know I can't do this show by myself. That's why I gotta give him most props on holding it down while I was gone. We can build our own arena. Stop building up theirs. Okay. So my intentions are to build up the next champion. And whether this arena goes to us, I mean, we first and foremost, we have to own the land in order for us to have our own arenas. We have to actually be owners of that land. And I'm not saying people who buy land from their oppressors and have to pay mortgages or rent or anything like that. No, that's not ownership. I'm speaking, if we want to speak to that matter, no matter what we build on this land is still in the hands of our oppressors, whether it's a hospital, school, whether it's whatever. Whatever we do on this land is in the hands of the oppressor right now. So whatever you build is actually benefiting them, because they ain't gonna let you build it if they didn't benefit in some manner from it. Trust me, they will shut you down. They have all kind of tactics that they'll use to come at you. But I do understand what you're saying, sister. When you said that we need to build our own arenas. Hopefully, our situation will change so dramatically that we don't need arenas. We create a whole different culture for our people. Hopefully, that's the vision, that we don't turn around and duplicate the same thing once we do free and liberate our people and liberate the land from our oppressors and have a land of our own. I hope we don't turn around and duplicate the same culture that exists, because you fought for nothing, and that fight was in vain, because basically what you set up again is the capitalist market, the capitalist exploitation, and the arenas benefit the capitalist exploitation. I'm just looking at a method of us surviving while we're fighting, surviving while we're growing. We need warriors. Right now, I'm in the belly of the beast. I see guys fighting all the time behind these walls, and dudes fight like little girls. So when it come down to this training, I actually would love to participate in helping our young brothers know how to hold their dukes up, because most of them can't fight without some help. They got to go and jump. 5 and 6 guys go and jump one guy, and the one guy they jump ain't even got a scratch, barely got a scratch. And he didn't fight back. So damn, what they tell you? You know what I'm saying? Guys hitting like girls. And I ain't saying it's cool to jump anybody or anything, or I ain't even saying it's cool to fight, but I'd rather for you to pick your dukes up than you pick up a gun, right? And if you do pick up a gun, point it in the right damn direction. So until then, I'm gonna build that gym. I'm gonna build that gym, and I'm gonna help have brothers and sisters out there, training, and they're gonna train and go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I know you probably can't see me.
I can see you behind the wheel right now, because I can see the light flash.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry, Comrade, man. Kind of had a little mini emergency.
Yeah.
But It's all good. I heard you saying. I heard you saying something about making a gym. Trying to making sure these young we get the proper training. What were you saying, Comrade?
Okay, well, I'm gonna answer your question, but somebody else put a question up here that I really want to answer. General Ghazi posed the question. There's a few questions, but what was your question, Comrade, before you forget it? Because here's wrote down.
We can go to the people. We can go to the people.
Okay. Well, here says, hold on, let me pull it back up. It says, so Atiba, you saying don't buy land in America because it will only benefit the oppressor. You have to buy land with the understanding that we want to build a nation and we want our own nation. We do start from somewhere, but if a lot of people don't have the correct political understanding, they'll think that just buying the land now is our land. Well, guess what? These people, when they want to do some gentrification, some marginalization, some renovation, all this old type of stuff that they got, whenever they're ready to put a strip mall on the property that you own, they'll come and either first things they're going to offer money to you to sell it back to them or whatever. And if you don't do that, then they'll squeeze you out in some type of political maneuver, right? So is that land really yours? Because they telling you that they want this land now, and you got to give it up. When it's yours, guess what? You stand ready to defend it and fight. That's why you see them brothers and sisters over there in the East fighting. Because believe me, America at first tried to put them in debt for it and tell them that now you owe us your land. And when they figured that out, they said, no, we don't owe you shit. And if you come over here, that's an act of war, and we will be ready to stand and defend ourselves. They was right for doing so, and they right for still doing so. So we have to understand that, look, when we go out the land, we need land that's ours. America did not come, these people that run, these oppressors over here, they did not come over here and buy this land from the Aboriginal people, the native people of this land, the indigenous people. They didn't do this. They took this land. They tricked them first, learned everything that they need to learn, and then they took it. They didn't ask. They didn't rent it. And they ain't paying no taxes to the indigenous people of this land. So we have to understand that historically, everywhere that people have moved and have a land base of their own, they don't pay taxes to their oppressor. It's theirs, So what do we have of ours? We've been over here for over 400 years living in this country. Went through all the things that you could possibly imagine that are the most horrific things that a people could ever go through. And this country wouldn't be what it is if it weren't for us today. And the whole world knows this. The oppressor knows this. Even the oppressor will get out there and thank our ass for it and yet won't share it with us. So a stake of this land belongs to us. And we have already made that call. We've already made that call for 5 states. It should be more, but we asked for 5 states. And those 5 states rightfully do belong to us. Actually was given to us through an agreement through war. That if we participated in their war, this land would be our land. They went back on that agreement because we didn't go and take it after the agreement. We started allowing them to settle it and then make the final decision of it. Basically, they did a parent type of relationship with us. I'm gonna give you this, and then if you don't obey my orders, I'm gonna take it back or whatever, or whenever I feel like I don't want to honor this here, I can do so because I'm the boss and you not. We have to get away from that idea that paying for something from these people is gonna fix our situation. It is not. It is not going to fix our situation. They don't give a damn if you buy their land. If they want it back, they're going to come take it. So these people understand one thing. They understand war. They understand power. And we have not practiced war against these people, and we have not gained power. Power is shown once we take land. and we take land through the act of war. That's revolution. So I mean, we really have to just get that part understood. I mean, for now, yeah, most of us, we don't have to buy land right now. Shit, whether you buying land or not, if you got a roof over your head, you either bought it or, I mean, you know, pay taxes, mortgage, or whatever, or you're renting, one or the other. You doing it regardless. You know, you just haven't claimed it as yours in that manner. So it, you know, right now people have to buy land. Go ahead, Comrade.
What I say about that comrade is like we got to understand that we are engaged in a protracted struggle. So it ain't like, okay, the grand strategy is we trying to get 5 states. We trying to get an independent nation of our own. That's the grand strategy. Now that ain't gonna happen today or necessarily tomorrow. Maybe not in our lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Because conditions got to develop to the point where that's right. The conditions, when the conditions are right, that's when they will happen. So it's like right now, I think what we got to be doing is we got to be focused on nation building and creating our own institutions and gaining control of our communities. So once we get to that stage where, okay, it's time for us to fight, we got something to fight for. You know what I'm saying? We got something that we ready. Okay, we have control over a certain area. Now we want to make it. We want to govern. We want to gain self-government. We want to gain independence. So we ain't just fighting for land. We fighting for independence because we be like, okay, we have the ability to take care of ourselves. We have institutions. We have things on the land that is ours. We have, we have these things established. But we got to be able to govern ourselves. We have to have, so we got to, right now at this particular phase, we got to really be focused on gaining institutions and creating institutions and putting ourselves in a condition where we can take care of ourselves and disconnect from this system that is benefiting from our exploitation.
Right.
That to me, in my estimation, that need to be our primary focus right now. A lot of times we get so wrapped up in we got to get 5 states and we got to, and that scare a lot of people out who are not aware, and especially people who don't understand the science of war. You know what I'm saying? They just get like, well, damn, y'all want to get Mississippi and Alabama. It's a bunch of rednecks with a lot of AR-15s in there, and it scare people off. Now, understanding this is a drawn-out war, just like China. When China, after the Communist Revolution, Mao Zedong came out with 100 years plan. He wrote 100 years plan. It said year number 75, and they a superpower. When they won their revolution, China was like a so-called third world nation. So we got to think long term and not just like this immediate thing. Like we got to go with the pistol that we got in our car and go try to kill these white folks and take their land from them today. You know what I'm saying? It's a process. It's a long process of development, and we got to understand science, military science, social science, or the science of revolution. In order to make that happen. But you understand that when you understand that, okay, every empire has a weakness, and every empire can be defeated, and we can defeat them, and we will defeat them. But we gotta put things in its proper perspective, because a lot of people they have a misunderstanding about the whole concept of war. They almost think if we out here trying to run a suicide mission, but that ain't the case, Feel what I'm saying, Comrade?
No, it isn't. You're right, Comrade. We have to have our strategies and plan. But what I wanted to, you kept speaking. I wanted to chime in on the part you put. Well, I'm hopefully I can say it right. According to you'll know where I'm coming from. The people everyone ain't gonna get the plan. Basically, when we understand the science of revolution is just historically understanding. Everybody did not know the plan in China. Everybody didn't know the plan in Russia. Everybody didn't know the plan in America. And them 3 places that are known for revolution, actually, there's more places. The revolution, everybody didn't know the plan over in Cuba, and many more, because that ain't how revolutions happen. Everyone isn't in the know. And those who did know, were skillful enough to change the situation to the benefit of the people, to get the people to fight for it. This is the thing that we haven't actually done yet, because we'll get our people to thinking that yeah, we need a revolution and that we are going to have a revolution. But the method that we go about to have the revolution. I'm echoing. Are you echoing, Comrade?
That's my Comrade. I tried to hook you up to the car speaker. I guess that's creating a echo. So it should be good now.
Right. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you well. All right. Well, the thing is that, for example, when America had their revolution, they actually tricked the people to fight. They told the people over here that Britain was coming to take their guns from them and leave them unarmed against the native population over here, and the native population is fighting back. They is not going to be your slaves. They is not going to let you take this land. They will cut you up and mess you up. And the people that was over here was actually scared. They believed it. And guess what they did? They was ready to kick Britain's ass for coming over here trying to take them guns from them.
Yeah.
You know, Russia, when they waged a successful revolution, everybody didn't know. Vladimir Lenin and the Bolshevik army popped up on the scene during a course of a world war. They changed the world war into a revolutionary change for the country, the USSR, before it became Russia. You know, and so it was all done in a disguised manner. So most people think that, well, it's gonna pop off and everybody gonna be out here doing it like that. No, that ain't how it's gonna happen. And them 5 states that we champion, that comes after this war. That's what we asked for after we've had a war. We're not saying that, hey, we're gonna go down here and push on people in Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, and Georgia, and South Carolina. We're not saying that. We saying that it'll pop off all over this damn country with us. And when the smoke clears, this is what we want.
Yeah.
And if y'all want to talk about it and come to the table of diplomacy and negotiations and peaceful talk, then we'll do that. And I like how General Hamisha said, and if you don't want to do it, we can get into some gangsterism. So, you know, I understand we have a protracted war. But when there are certain questions that are asked, we have to go ahead and give it to our people straightforward. Hey, no, this is not how that works. Because our people.
Hey, I'm probably going to drop off for a second, Comrade.
Okay. Our people are in need of the truth, and the people can handle the truth. The people can handle that shit directly. You know, I think that's what these young brothers gravitate towards me about is this shit. I give it to them straight and direct. I ain't trying to cut no corners. I speak their language, and this is what you got to do, and this is it, and this is the effects of it. And you know, speaking of these youngsters, you know what hurts me is that they don't know about us. You know, they know about Black Lives Matter. They know about all these other groups and organizations and movements and whatnot. They know about that, but they don't know about us. We got to come from out of the shadows, and it's just how it's going to have to be. Most of us is lying in wait, you know, and we've taken this comfort in being just, you know, dealing with our selected circles and stuff. We might expose ourselves on the internet or something. But there's nowhere in the world that the youth out here today should not know about our movement, the New African Independence Movement. There's no way in the world that they should be in the dark on if the BLA is still around, or even though I know that that's a clandestine army, but it didn't got so clandestine that it don't exist. You know, there's no way that they should not know about the RNA. You know, there's no way that when America gets on CNN and start talking about reparations, that the youth don't really know what reparations really is. They actually, America trick you out of your reparation by telling you that we gonna put 3-4 million in your bank account, and knowing your broke ass ain't never seen 3-4 million. you gonna jump on it. Now they done tricked you out of what reparations really is. You know what I'm saying? There's too much that our people don't know. I heard a brother saying that, hey man, he feel disappointed. You know, it's like, man, listen, we in this struggle for real, and you know, whether the people catching on during our lifetime or they gonna catch on in another generation. Remember now, there's decades that went by where there was absolute silence on struggle. Now, our struggle didn't end, but it was silence in the Black communities about it. We have to get to the point to where we can't give up, even if our voices ain't being heard, or even if the people ain't gravitating towards the movement. You know, we can't give up. We got to be there when they do wake up from their sleep or something, because we up against a machine that done captured the minds of our people, man. That motherfucker got us. Let's just be honest, man. It got us. It got us, and that machine is real. That machine is working. You see what I'm saying? And for us to fight with nothing against this machine that's been around, that's so complex, that's so technological, man, for us to be doing what we doing right now is amazing. No shit. And on the benefit of the machine is that we were skillful enough to get on the damn use the internet to reach other brothers and sisters, and not only reach them with our words, but reach them with the videos of, we ain't no conspiracy theorists. Here it is. It go to cop and killed another one of us. We told you that they've been killing us every day. Now it didn't happen at your house, you know. And the first thing we start throwing up towards each other when we scared of our oppressors and so intimidated by them, and the only people that been shown their personal hatred towards us is us. That's the first thing we'll throw up. Well, we always gonna jump out there when the white man attack us. Why don't we have the same energy when we attack us? We do got that same energy, but see, you got to understand the dynamics of that. We've been conquered. We are a conquered and colonized people who've been subjugated towards these white supremacists, and everything that they taught us about how we can self-destruct and hate each other, all in their schools. They taught us through their miseducation process on how to hate ourselves. So when we go out and we slaughter one another, we only doing what this machine programmed us to do. You know, and that's a struggle internally that we have to learn to overcome. I'm still struggling with that my damn self. You know, the machine and fucked up generation of my nieces and nephews out there, to where my nephew then got slaughtered in the streets. Even though I know he was running in the streets, I didn't want him to get slaughtered in it. And that's just something I have to work on, you know, because I understand what this machine does. I'm sitting in these motherfucking belly of the beast my damn self because I was a product of what the machine produces, you know. So we still got to keep going. And I'm happy that the brothers behind the walls didn't give up, because I wouldn't be who I am today if I hadn't met them, you know. I'm happy that General Hamisha didn't give up, because I wouldn't be who I am if I hadn't met him. You know, Comrade Brother Shadi, I wouldn't be who I am if I hadn't met him. Comrade Brother Doc Walker, same thing. I wouldn't be who I am, and a whole bunch of other brothers that was behind these walls that were conscious and struggling and part of the New African Independence Movement. Those brothers I met back here. And if they had said, man, I'm so fed up with our people, I'm tired, they ain't gonna do shit, they ain't gonna wage no struggle, they don't want to hear that shit. They about some getting money and big booty girls or some shit, you know. I'm happy they didn't think like that, because these brothers saved my life. They saved my life. I didn't have a life until I met them. They gave me life, you know. So if there's any brothers and sisters out there that's feeling disappointed in the people and disappointed with the revolutionaries and the freedom fighters and the liberators and those who have that potential, or those who claim to be and maybe be struggling with the real dynamic of what it is. Don't give up because of them, and don't throw in the towel because of them. We just got to keep on going with it. We got to keep on teaching and keep on building and strengthening one another and training each other. I hate, what hurts me is that I find out there are a lot of sisters that can't handle weapons. Man, our sisters need that training bad. Our sisters need to know how to handle a weapon. And I mean proficiently. Because I watched these little neo-Nazi babies outshoot grown black men now. I've seen 12-year-old little white girls that can outshoot a black man. I mean, hitting targets with multiple weapons. Our sisters need that training. Because we're going to have to match that dynamic. Our men need that training. Our boys and girls, they need that kind of training. They need to be taken to the gun range and learn how to operate weapons. So if y'all out there and y'all do hear me and y'all have that access and y'all do have that, even if you yourself don't know how to fire a weapon, please learn how to do that. Our lives depend on it. We all depend. We're gonna be needing each other in this manner to be able to protect one another. We talking about land and how you think you're gonna defend it. You're gonna have to know more than guns. You have to know some explosives and some more shit. So you can at least start with learning through guns. I see a lot of comments pop up. I know I may not catch everybody, but let me see which ones I can catch. Haiti's revolution. That's right. Haiti's revolution, people. Everybody didn't know that. Let's see. I'm trying to defend. Okay. Yup. School. That means we can take this country much better than it is now. Yup, we can. The trickery and delivery is still full-fledged. The scariest wave of war is all AI technology on the rise. Well, let me say something to the AI technology. AI technology can only be dangerous in the hands of the oppressors, because they the ones designing that AI, and they're going to train that AI and teach that AI to look for its potential targets. So, we have to get technology and all the equipment out of the hands of the oppressors. I don't have a problem with technological scientific advancement. A lot of brothers and sisters I hear, they like, man, they'll repeat the words of some that are lost to understanding what the purpose of this science and technology is used for. They'll say it's taking all our jobs. I know some of y'all heard that type of talk amongst people, maybe people close to you, maybe even said it yourself. But the technology is supposed to be for the benefit of us and not the benefit of a private class, a private few. It's supposed to be in the hands of the public, in the hands of the people, to make life a little more easier for us to get out of this cultural madness. Because if we have machine and technology and advanced technology of magnitude that can do the labor for us, that can take us away from some of the labor for us, where we can be out there with the people. Be out there with our people and learning other cultural things that can bring us back whole again, because we've broken up in pieces. Families are destroyed. Communities are destroyed. Man and woman don't know how to be man and woman anymore. We're going to have to relearn those things. We're going to have to learn how to put the pieces back together. And that's going to take time, because right now, if y'all be honest, if y'all got a day job, or, word how we want to word it, if you work, in order to pay the bills, man, it really then you spending more time on this job trying to make sure you have these bills paid, but less time with your family. You see what I'm saying? And so in the hands of capitalism, it's going to always be like that. But the socialist development is supposed to change this. And Once again, I'm not trying to emulate the socialism of Russia, the socialism of China, the socialism of North Korea, the socialism of Cuba, and any other place that has socialism. America, over here, if we wage a successful revolution and we do build the socialist revolution and the socialist construction afterwards, then it's supposed to take it to another level, because each time this here is developed, uh, and I'm dialectically speaking, dialectics takes on a higher level of advancement, a higher level of development. Each country has made it to a higher level when it took on that, according to uh, uh, the resources that it has available. America has all resources at its disposal right now. It has all the technology at its disposal. Man, it just, you got technology that can put you in the hospital and damn to make you whole and bring you back out where you can be better. But they don't use it for that because you don't have the money that they're asking for it. So you just get certain type of treatment that'll possibly kill you later on. You know, this comrade done left me totally with y'all. Um, he know he's supposed to be on this show and be right there because I got a half-ass watch out for the cops. Comrade, you know this ain't right. Anyway, so our development has to take on another level, and the technology that we have available for us, we need not be scared of it. Only be scared of those who own and control that technology, but not too scared to where we can't fight and take it from them. Just know that that's the problem, is those who own and control all the means of production in this country. It ain't the technology that's going to be the problem. It's the people who own it. Once we make it into the hands, put it in the hands of the masses know how to share. That's something I learned about, some, and I'm going to speak on a particular group. When it come down to the Crips and Bloods, I watch them little brothers and sisters. They know how to share with each other. And I was looking at an older generation, my generation and on up, like, damn, y'all some selfish son of a bitch. Y'all selfish, right? But these youth, they share. They make, the way they get it might not be right, but when they got it, they share with each other. They look out for each other. I said, they already understand the process of how things gotta be. You gotta get rid of all this selfish ass shit. And trust me, all this stuff comes from the capitalist system. It's taught to us. We're miseducated in their schools to think only for self and go for self and not think about anyone else. It breeds extreme individualism. Selling my holding you back. I said it and passed out on me. He went straight to sleep. He practicing Ramadan with the Muslim community, and they get him up early now. So 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, they up. And just so happen when he gets up, I get up too. I can't go back to sleep. Anyway, is y'all still with me? Because I can't see nobody and I don't see no more comments. Let me see. Nope, no more comments. If everybody hung up on me and said the hell with the TV. Let's see. Okay. It says we must be building that foundation, institutions more than ever, and being hands-on with the community. Correct. Yes, sir. There's a huge gap with the youth. Most definitely, we got to bridge that gap. The old and the young have to come together. We need one another. We ain't gonna make it without each other. It said, and a lot of the youth aren't concerned with the wisdom. No, I they probably not. But you know what? Our youth, uh, they tend to hear us, but they still want to do it their way. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to let them bump their heads. We all gonna bump our heads from time to time. You know how it is when you feeling yourself, you're young, you're strong, and you're out here doing your thing finally. You don't want nobody telling you what to do. You feel like, man, I've been having my mom and dad telling me what to do forever, or whoever raised you is telling me what to do. It's my turn now. You know, so you got to kind of let them have it. And basically, what we do is we plant seeds. You know, like I said, I grew up off listening to Public Enemy and Karis One. They was planting seeds, and I didn't know it. That was the music that I liked. I didn't really know what the hell they were saying about a lot of stuff, but right today I can go back and listen to it. I'm like, damn. Okay, no wonder I went this direction when it came, and I didn't resist it. You know, whereas today you got a lot of brothers and sisters, they kind of resist conscious growth or the path that's taking them towards. They kind of resist it more. I didn't resist it. I kind of embraced it because I was already searching, trying to find a way, find my way. You know, so yeah, but we just got to let them youth. You know, life tends to teach people. I had been I talked to my daughter yesterday, and she was like, Dad, it's so crazy out here right now. You know, you gotta be prepared for this kind of stuff. And see, I have been telling my daughters and sons years ago, put you a um put you a grab and go bag together. Learn how to shoot, learn how to make fire, learn how to purify water, learn how to walk at night in you know in a wooded area. You know, look for the moss that grow on the ground. That's the direction that you want. You can tell your direction from that because it grows to the moss grows off the trees and the ground towards the moon. So you can't get lost, you know, certain ways like that, right? Do those type of survival training. I know it probably went in one ear and out the other. At least I thought it did. And then yesterday when I talked to my daughter, and she was telling me about how situation is crazy out there now. I said, "Well, you remember what I told you, right?" She said, "Dad, look, I thought you were crazy back then." and but the beautiful thing is that she told me she still got it. She hadn't forgot, and she's still putting all the pieces together. She said a lot of stuff. She said she already done got, like medical equipment, you know, for wrapping cuts and bruises and stuff like that. Flashlights with uh, uh, batteries and matches, and you know, look, learning how to make little fires and stuff. She said, "Dad, I've been paying attention to some of the stuff you said because life has proven itself, and that's what happens. Life tends to come about, and experience tends to come about. I don't think. Look, I don't think the Comrade is probably coming back to the show, and I'm not going to try to hold this show by myself, y'all. I love y'all, and I'm happy y'all been on the show with us, sharing the show with us. But it's also count time. My celly is up here snoring, and I got to turn this light out. Hopefully, Comrade, he'll hit me up when he get a chance, and I can let him know I got off the show early. Once again, I love y'all. Y'all stay strong. Y'all keep fighting. Don't give up in this struggle. Uh, we gonna win this war. It may not be in our generation, but we ain't gonna let that torch burn out in this generation either. Free the land.